Another issue I think that you've been very outspoken about is the impending Rafah invasion. This has obviously been a point of contention between the Biden administration and Prime Minister Netanyahu for a couple months now. That the Israeli government has said they will still go into Rafah, where there's about 1.5 million Palestinians sheltering there who fled south under Israeli orders. And the Biden administration has opposed such an operation until there is a credible plan to protect the Palestinians there. We know that they've hosted a number of high level meetings to discuss this. So, you visited Rafah in January. I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about what you saw and whether you believe Israel will go through with their military invasion of Rafah and disregard the advice of President Biden and many others who have urged against such a large scale operation, and just tell us what that would mean for the Palestinians who are there.
Well, as you indicated, you've got about 1.2 million Palestinians who fled from other parts of Gaza to Rafah because they were told that was the safe place to go. And you now have a population of close to 1.5 million Palestinians in Rafah. And I see no way, at least based on the way this war has been conducted to date, that you could have an invasion in Rafah that did not include massive levels of civilian casualties and even more human suffering that we see right now, which is why President Biden has said that there should not be an invasion of Rafah. What I've been focused on is trying to make sure that President Biden's words are heeded, because we have seen a pattern over many months where President Biden has sort of beseeched the Netanyahu government to take certain actions with respect to humanitarian aid. As President Biden said, stop the indiscriminate bombing. Those are his words. But those have been mostly ignored. So this is why, getting back to your earlier question about U.S. military assistance, I have called on the administration to pause U.S. military assistance. We're talking today about the appropriations, but that's the beginning of the process. The end of the process are the actual transfers of weapons. And what I've said to the administration is, until the president's objectives are secured, we need to use all the tools in our toolbox to make sure we're effective. And that's why I think the White House needs to be very clear that, because an invasion of Rafah would cause so much additional human suffering, that the president needs to make sure that his will is enforced.